This is The Fifth Estate, a conversation between young African scholars from the Fort Hall School of Government and Professor Mutahi Ngunyi. This Sunday, we are proud to be Kenyan. Whether you like it or not, the sight of two sworn enemies hugging, apologizing, and reconciling is magical. For the last 6 months, the country has licked its bleeding wounds in pain. The economy is down because we lost 1 trillion shillings doing 2 elections. Our youth are jobless and broke because we lost 1 trillion shillings running our mouths on politics for 6 months. And as we were payukering for 6 months, some sharks in government were stealing without mercy. If the country is angry, it's because of this reality. We are in national pain. But this week, the process of national healing began. Whether you like it or not, the shift from a handshake to a hug was magic. And what made it memorable was the apologies, the inclusion of William Ruto and Kalonzo Musyoka, and the hugs by enemies. Bravo, Uhuru Kenyatta, for sneaking this gesture without warning. And bravo, Babaman, for great statesmanship.
1 week before the handshake, we submitted that a heavy wind of change was blowing in Kenya. We had no idea what it would be. And then the handshake happened. We did not believe it. 3 months later, we have changed our minds. And maybe it is because of the magic of Ramadan and its theme of forgiveness. No idea. We are persuaded that reconciliation is good for country. That this is the only path to national rebirth. In March, we said that such a reconciliation is made for people who understand our national pain. And when the 4 gentlemen who fought in 2017 met this week, they were full of pain. They understood that the country was like an old eagle in its 40s and 50s. At this age, an eagle is tired. Its talons are overgrown. They are wasted and weak. They cannot grip its prey. Its beak is dull and bent. It cannot pick or peck. Its body is overgrown with feathers, and they are heavy, sticky, and useless. The eagle cannot fly. In this state, the eagle has only 2 options: to wither away and die, or to seek rebirth through pain.
Kenya has decided to seek rebirth through pain. The handshakes, the hugs, and the humble pies are all a part of the pain. If Kenya is like an eagle, it will survive through sheer willpower. At the age of 50, like Kenya, an eagle retreats to the mountaintops alone. While there, it plucks out all its heavy and sticky feathers. Then it plucks out the weak and wasted talons from its feet. And lastly, it knocks off its old and crooked beak by banging it against a rock until it comes out. Then it waits for its feathers, beak, and talons to grow back. And as it lays in wait, other eagles fly above it, scaring off predators and bringing it food. With time, the feathers on the eagle grow back, the talons pop out stronger and sharper, and then a fresh beak emerges from its deformed face. At this point, the eagle is as good as new. It experiences a rebirth. Although painful, the old becomes new. The past is forgiven and the pain is forgotten. The eagle can live for another 50 years. The handshake, the hugs, and the humble pie represent our rebirth. Let's embrace them.
We need to correct a wrong impression about our rebirth. And we will borrow this from Kalonzo Musyoka. When he joined the handshake and then told us it was a hug, he said one other profound thing we did not record. He told us this: Kenyans are not angry. We are not angry about corruption. We are not angry about competition. We are not angry about exclusion. Kenya is not angry. It is just changing. And we must not confuse change with anger. Like the 50-year-old eagle, Kenya went to the mountaintops alone. In the 123 days of election agony, Kenya began the process of change. It started plucking out the feathers of old habits of thieves hiding behind tribe, habits of excluding others and creating ethnic majoritarianism, habits of assuming we have a nation when we have none, and habits of hating country using acidic pessimism. Now, the new eagle has landed. It started as a handshake. It ended up as a hug. It started as an affair between two people. It ended up as a national affair involving all. Like the eagle, the rebirth is here.
Kenya is not angry. It is just changing. And change without pain is no change at all. As King David told God, I will not offer a sacrifice to you that costs me nothing. Every sacrifice has a cost, and pain is the currency used to cause change. For Uhuru to embrace Raila and Maraga after 123 days of national agony, he felt pain. But he could not offer a sacrifice for country if it cost him nothing. For Raila to embrace Uhuru and Ruto, his juniors, he felt pain. He did not make this sacrifice for country if it was to cost him nothing. And now the challenge has been passed on to Kenyans. Kenyans are acidic in their pessimism. In fact, most of them are haters of country. Every bad word invented in the English language is used to abuse their motherland. Yet we forget that every bad thing we say about country is a prayer, and God answers prayers. Instead of being acidic pessimists, Uhuru is inviting Kenyans to become the soul of reconciliation. He's asking them to be the lifeblood of national healing. And in my view, yes, we can.
When Raila was my friend, I always said this about him. He is the most misunderstood and unappreciated politician in Kenya, and I was right. Now I can confirm to the country that Raila is a statesman. I did not expect to say these words too soon, but I am a man who never shies away from facts because facts are stubborn. The Odinga family is about change. It's a fact. They are the family that has told country where not to go. It's a fact. And in all instances, this family has been right. It's a fact. If the handshake is where change will happen, the Odinga family knows why, and that is also a fact. But Uhuru Kenyatta is also a man of mystery. Uhuru is the most discussed president in Kenya, yet he remains the least sturdy president in our history. And because he has been a riddle to the country, we will also send him a riddle. Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, President, sir, if you have not bumped into the devil since you did the handshake, it is because you're walking in the same direction. But if you have encountered the devil at every stage of the handshake, it is because you're walking in the opposite direction.
And now, our final thought. If Kenya is not angry and is just changing, is this true about corruption as well? Is what we feel about corruption anger, or is it an uncomfortable feeling of change? You see, Mzee Moi's budget in 1978 was about 50 billion shillings. Today, Uhuru's budget is 3 trillion shillings. Uhuru's budget is 60 times that of Mzee Moi. Yet the same systems that handled Mzee Moi's budget in the 1970s are expected to channel Uhuru's 3 trillion budget. If Mzee Moi's pipes were too small and Uhuru's budget is too big, the pipes will burst. It is a natural law of science. If Uhuru is using pipes created in the 1970s, and is pumping 60 times what they were built to handle, they will burst. And the result is corruption. But there is one more thing. Corruption is not a monster. It is a virus. A monster you see, but a virus is a sneaky creature. It infects you without knowing it. You can arrest people and jail them, but you cannot arrest and jail a virus. If corruption is a virus, then Uhuru should change tact.